Right then, welcome back to part 7. Now, if you remember, we just lost to Aston Villa, which was kind of to be expected. We also lost to Southend. That was also to be expected because they're top of the league, I think, aren't they? Let's just have a quick look. Maybe not. Maybe they're 4th then. But they've only lost 1. They've got a game in hand. And if they win that game in hand, then they go 1 point behind Oxford. So, yeah, nearly top of the league. Then again, we're not a million miles behind. But, you know, by losing that game, we're starting to lose a little bit of ground. So that's a shame. It's also quite alarming that we haven't scored in our last 2 games. Possibly, you know, not really expected to score against Aston Villa. But really against Southend, I expect that. Now, this is going to be interesting because we've got Rochdale, who are conceding goals by the barrel load every week. They're bottom of the league. We've got Exeter, who are near the top. We've got Chesterfield in the FA Cup. And we've got Shamrock Rovers in a friendly. But look at this. All 4 of these games are going to be away. The last game against Villa was away, so that's 5 out of the last 5 have all been away from home. We had a home game there against Southend, but then them previous 2 games against Burton and Aldershot were away. We've got a home game against Morecambe, away at Chesterfield, away again at Cheltenham. So what is that? Is that 10 out of 12 games have been away, which is incredible. So if we can get through these away games, particularly the league ones with, you know, maybe, I don't know, a draw or a win in all of them. I mean, that's wishful thinking, but, you know, let's see what we can do anyway. So like I say, we've got Rochdale first up. I'm going to keep these guys in the B team for now. But like I say, if we get any injuries, then they go straight to the B team and B team players will be called up to replace them. Okay, so there's Exeter drawn with Northampton. Cheltenham winning. I'm pointing out them two because they're around our position in the league. So, you know, really, by losing that game against Southend, a little bit of a points gap has started to grow there, and that's not good. So we want to be definitely winning this game. Rochdale are a very, very poor team, but I'm a little bit annoyed, a little bit concerned that, you know, we're playing them now after 2 back-to-back defeats, 2 successive 2-0 defeats, so we haven't scored, and I'm just thinking, is that going to be a problem? You know, Rochdale concede a lot of goals, but we're playing them having scored 1 in our previous 3. So I'm just a little bit nervous about this one, but let's see who we're going to pick anyway. Well, let's start by taking off all the subs, apart from the goalkeeper, which is what I usually do, and then we'll click on previous match to gauge their ratings to see who's playing well and who isn't. So Ash is not playing well. He got a 6. I mean, take these ratings with a little bit of a pinch of salt because we were playing a Premier League team. But the game before that, again, Ash didn't play well there either. So, Owen played poorly. So did Ben. So really, we should be doing a few changes here. Let's put Ash on the bench. I mean, you could spin it round and say we'll start him because we're playing against Rochdale and they concede a lot of goals, so he may get his confidence back. But I don't want to risk it. He'll go on the bench. He will come on at some stage in the second half. Well, unless I decide not to, but I'd hazard a guess that it would come on at some stage. We'll go with, is Pete fit? Yeah, Pete wasn't available for the Villa game, which is a shame. I'm not saying we would have won. We probably still wouldn't have won, but it would have been nice to have had Pete and Ash up front in the last game, but doesn't matter. We will... let's crash this game in. That's looking pretty good now, isn't it? 4 in 7. 3 assists, 2 Man of the Match awards. Unbelievable. So what I'm going to... Let's put him on. Let's put him on the bench. Along with Ash. Now, midfield, Libosu and me. Yeah, we did all right, but I might... It's a little bit biased. I might bring off Owen and start with Lukey Wookie. An attacking midfielder. You know, I know some of you recently have been saying, well, maybe mix it up a bit. I'm not so certain about the tactics. You know, I mean, 4-4-2 probably works best for us because of, you know, the players we've got in the positions. We could go a little bit more attacking, but then you leave yourself completely vulnerable and very much susceptible to conceding goals at the back. So I'm kind of happy with a 4-4-2. I think it works. What we can do and what we have done before is to go 4-2-4 as, you know, attacking. And at times we've also went a 4-5-1 by bringing in a defensive midfielder, sometimes having 3 centre-backs and playing with wing-backs. So, you know, we do kind of mix it up a little bit. But in terms of starting, you know, a game, I just think 4-4-2 is possibly the best option for us. with the players that we've got. So we're going to stick with that at least for now. I mean, if we are, you know, completely spectacularly screwing up, I may look at changing it. But I don't think that's a problem. So I'm going to put Den on the bench. How's Mark doing? Very good. Den, just good. Craig, poor. Riddler, poor. Oh, sorry. Christ. Third time lucky. Average. Wasn't worth it after all that. Yeah, no, actually, sorry, Den. I mean, that was a shambolic performance at Villa. So Craig comes on the bench there. Cod 2 fan didn't play well. Woodland didn't, and Darren didn't. So let's deal with Woodland first, and let's put on Barry's only low morale and average form. But this is Rochdale. I'm thinking we should be all right. Actually, what's poor form? I'll leave Stu there for now. Yeah, what about Darren at left back? Good form. Ben, good. Chris Marder Games hasn't played for a while, has he? Wanted by Burnley. You're not going anywhere. You're staying at YouTube. Be committed. So I'll put him on the bench, actually. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We've got 2 strikers there, 2 forwards. Ash can also be a midfielder. Craig's defender. Chris can fit in on the left-hand side of defence or midfield or at centre-back or in centre midfield. So that's good to have a player who can pretty much play anywhere within reason, you know, relatively versatile on the left-hand side and centre anyway. So, yeah, let's go with that. I will make Pete captain. Yeah, I mean, we should win this. They are rubbish, but we haven't scored for 2 games, so is that a problem now with confidence? A 1-0 win will be fine. Even 2-1 for that matter. Let's just score. Let's just win. That's the important thing. Because 1 goal in 3 games is quite ridiculous. That was a nasty foul on Dave there. Oh, Interghost at the bar. Unbelievable. So once again, we never get off to a fast start, or seldom do anyway. I don't know what we can put that down to, just slow starters, obviously, but I don't know what the reason will be. So 0-0 at half-time against a team who is conceding a lot of goals. We are not scoring goals, so I am going to, like I said before, when the need arises, then I think we'll do it. I think 4-2-4, we are playing against a poor team here, so they shouldn't really punish us. But we are leaving gaps at the back, so 1-0. So that's paid off. And I'm pleased with that. Now the dilemma is, do we bring them back or do we push for a second? Let's push for a second, because we know Rochdale can concede goals. They've got previous. They've got form. So come on, let's get another one. What I may do now, after they've made their sub, let's bring on Crash Test Gaming for Pete. Pete's only got 6, not playing too well there. And see what I mean as well, you know, we rested Ash and he came on and scored. So, again, that's worked before and it's worked again. So sometimes he clearly needs a kick up the arse. Just the way it's got to be to get the best out of our players, I guess. Goodness me, good save, Alan. Oh, right, I think what this is saying to me, they're starting to have a few chances. Let's bring these guys back. We'll have Sean pushing forward. Ben can stay there. In fact, I'm going to replace him. He's at a solid 7. I think that's the minimum. If you have a 7, you've done well. If you've had a 6, very much room for improvement. Anything below a 6, rubbish. So, yeah, Chris Marder Games will come on. I was expecting more than a 1-0 win, if I'm honest. But like I say, 1 goal in 3 games. Now 2 goals in 4 games. I guess you just got to get on with it. Just accept, you know, that a 1-0 victory is better than nothing, which it looks like it's going to be. Chris comes on and gets his token YouTube FC yellow card there. So, Lukey Wookie man of the match. Won the game. Disappointed. You know, 9 shots on goal, 2 on target. Well outdone in terms of possession. And that's worrying against a really bad team. But in saying that, they never really threatened. And we got the win. And ultimately, that's all that matters. So we won 1-0. But overall, that's an average performance, really. So yeah, so we go up to 7th, or do we stay 7th? Yeah, we've gone up from 8th to 7th. Or is it even 9th? Yeah, I think we're up from 9th to 7th. So, yeah, pretty good. Only 3 points off an automatic promotion place there, which is nice. But also, if you look behind us, there's only a 4-point gap between 9th position, where we've just come up from, and ourselves. Rochdale, they're still rooted to the bottom of the league. 1 win in 20. 54 goals conceded. But look at Morecambe, 57 goals conceded. So, you know, 2 extremely poor teams fighting out there. And that's a little bit worrying how we only beat them 1-0. And actually, we can bring them up, here we are. We've got Morecambe there as well. So that is going to be interesting. And it's at home, but is it going to be, again, another struggle for goals? So, Owen's 3-match suspension has started. Dave's 2-match suspension has started. I've been called up to the USA squad against Iceland. Probably not going to play. So it's a waste of time, but never mind. And again, away, as all these games will be in this vid, against Exeter. Now, I think Exeter are doing pretty well. In fact, you can't get much better than top of the league, can you? So this is going to be interesting. Prepare for a possible defeat. But maybe we shouldn't be so negative. I'm pretty confident we can get a draw. I don't think we'll get a win. I'm just saying, I think there's a possibility we may well get a defeat there. But, you know, we are going to suffer a few more. That's just the way it is. But anyway, so, what am I doing? Previous match. Pete didn't do well. Interghost didn't do well. So let's straight away drop Adam. And everyone else did alright, but I will mix it up a bit. Not too much. But enough changes just to, you know, make it obvious that we are freshening things up a little bit. So, we'll bring Dave off. He's suspended. And we'll go in with, let me see, poor, okay, very good. Let's go in with Matthias at the back. How's Barry doing? How did Barry get on? 7. So, yeah, there's Barry. Or Bazza, as I should refer to him. Gotta have a footballing nickname. We've got Bazza, we've got Dazza. Well, that'll do for now. I won't go through everyone. But now I'm tempted to. Who else can we have? Bazza, Dazza. Krazza. Doesn't really work. Yeah, let's stop doing that. So, yeah, Pete's got a 6, but I'm going to keep him in for now. But if he gets a 6 again in the next game, I'll bring him off. Ash came on, got an 8, but I'm still going to keep him on the bench. I think this may just be the kick he needs, as I said last time. So we'll bring Adam off. We'll start with... let's start with Richard, and we'll put Cod Tufan on the bench. We'll put Ash on the bench. I mean, everyone kind of played alright. Christie will play in the next game, which is the FA Cup. Yeah, let's go with that. Pretty happy with the team we've put out, but this is going to be difficult. But you never know. Football's a funny old game. Let's see what we can do. Now, if we can get a draw, I will be happy. 1-0. Well done, Sean Sidious. That's his first goal, I think. Nice. Look at that. What a nice little view from that house there. Unbelievable. You don't have to pay, do you? Just watch from your bedroom window. Easy. Oh, Richard nearly scored there. So this is going really well. Obviously, they can score at any minute, as they very nearly did. But 1-0 at half-time. Yeah, I'm impressed. They haven't had a shot on target. And these are meant to be the leaders of the division. 53% we've had. Wait and see. They'll get a rollicking at half-time and they'll come out guns blazing. So let's bring Richard on. Sorry, Richard off for Ash. Richard's had 45 minutes there. He did well. But in theory, you know, we're putting on a better player in terms of stats. But it doesn't always mean that we're going to do better, of course. So let's see. Let's look into making another sub in the next 4 or 5 minutes. No idea what I'm... Oh, 1-1. Yeah, I mean, it was always going to come in the sense that they are top of the league. They're clearly a good team. But it is disappointing. Away from home to have gone an hour without conceding a goal. And especially at half-time, we were pretty much on top. So, again, Ash hasn't done well, so maybe it was a mistake bringing him on for Richard. maybe a lesson learnt there. Let's bring Mark off and put Craig on, because Craig was on the bench last week and didn't come on. I don't want to make a habit, unless it's a keeper, of, you know, putting a player on the bench week in, week out and never playing him. At least give him a run out. Oh, let's just hold on for a win. Cod2's more of an attacking midfielder. Again, Luke's not playing that well. You know, for an attacking midfielder, I kind of expecting a little bit more. I can't argue, neither am I. But then neither is Pete or Ben. So it's a bit of a poor performance. I think I'll be coming out the next game. So let's put... I'll tell you what, I'll take Luke off. Because my thinking behind this is... Luke's an attacking midfielder. We're away from home. There's 7 minutes left. And I'm happy with a draw. If I was to take me off, I'm putting on a midfielder in Ash, who's prone to going forward. And also having Luke there, who's definitely an attacking midfielder. So look at this. Wait and see. I'm making all these kind of in-depth tactical moves and we'll concede a goal right now. But that's the reason why I'm doing that. Oh, and it's had the role reversal effect in the sense that I thought we'd hold on to the draw. But we went and got the win. Ashley Escort. He's come on again. I tell you what, Ash. I'm afraid I might keep you on the bench again for the next game because this seems to be working. You know, don't start him and bring him on as a sub and he scores. Doesn't mean to say it's always going to happen, of course, but that's happened twice now. I think I'm going to do it again. Yeah, I think I will do that, actually. So, really pleased with that. 2-1. So, yeah. Third, 2 points off the top with a game in hand. If we win our game in hand, and if Oxford fail to win their game in hand, then we go top. Presuming that Southend and Bradford haven't won their games in hand. Oh, it's getting confusing. Who cares? We're third. That's all that matters. Brilliant. That was really good. So we've got Torquay United in the second round of the Auto Windscreen Shield. Shouldn't be too difficult, but I'm going to rest a few players in that game without question. You know, I'm not that bothered about it. But despite saying I'm not bothered, you know, clearly I want to win. And the further we go in the competition, you know, the better it is for team morale. We get a nice trip to Wembley in the final if we get there. More people get to play because it's a squad game. All the rest of it. But yeah, let's concentrate on the FA Cup. Now, away at Chesterfield in the first round. A lot of you will be aware that in the third round, that's when all the big teams come in. The Premier League teams. The Liverpools, the Arsenals, Cities, Uniteds, etc., etc. So, I think in an ideal world, just like, you know, the policy we adopted in the League Cup, let's get through to the round where the big teams come in, and then we don't mind if we get knocked out. So I hope we beat Chesterfield, and then maybe go on and win the second round, and then if in the third round we can draw out a really big team, then like I say, if we lose, I'm not that bothered, you know, because we've given a good account of ourselves, and yeah, you know, it's all you can ask for, isn't it? Anyway, so let's pick a team who didn't do too well. Now, I ended up getting a 7, but I did say I was going to come out, so I may go on the bench or I may just come out altogether. Either way, I'm definitely not going to start. Christie will start. I mean, Christie, 9 game, fair enough. Wow, 21, Jesus, I have played a lot, haven't I? Then again, bit of bias. I've got to play myself, give me a break. Come on. How many has Alan played? 23, see? He's played more. So yeah, I'm surprised Christie hasn't played more, but I think she was injured, wasn't she, for a few weeks, so that obviously affected that. Trevor's only played 7. But remember, next week we've also got the away friendly at Shamrock Rovers. What I'm going to do there is give or take 1 or 2 players. It's going to be pretty much, when I say a reserve team, I mean, don't take that as offence. But you know what I mean, it's going to be players who haven't really played as much. Will play in that game. It'll give them a run out, maybe get a couple of goals, confidence will grow, and that could help us as a team in the long term. But anyway, let's just concentrate on this Chesterfield game. Now, Lukey Wookie didn't play well whatsoever, and funnily enough, Ash did. So I'm going to start Ash instead of Lukey Wookie. I'm going to bring Craig off, put Den on the bench. I don't want to make too many changes, but I'm going to bring Barry off and put Stu in. He didn't do bad. Oh, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Barry did well, Bazza. But, yeah. That will do for now. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm just thinking. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that team and see how we get on. In an ideal world, we'd win this game, or Richard gets a yellow card, or maybe even draw. Now, if we draw, it'll go back to a replay, which it's not going to do now because we're going to lose 5-0 probably. But if it did finish in a draw, it would be a replay at our place. So I don't really want to go out in the first round of the Cup, I've got to be honest. But it's looking like we might already. However, you know, the league, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but the league is of paramount importance. You know, we can get further in the Cups, but ultimately, it's the league that is the most important competition. And without question, the aim is promotion. So let's bring Ash on again for Richard. Let's see if it works for the 3rd time in a row. It's asking a lot. Obviously, it's going to come to a point where it doesn't work. It can't keep happening every game. But let's try and see what happens. Oh, 2-0. Yeah, that's a shame. It would have been nice to have gone further in the Cup. You know, to get knocked out by Chesterfield is a little bit of an anticlimax. But then again, Ash has scored again, so that part is working. So, that's interesting. Maybe Ash is trying to say that he just wants to go on the bench every week. I'll tell you what we'll do. I think we've got to go attacking, really, within reason, haven't we? Because we are behind. And yeah, I think... Oh, it's COD 2 fan. I think we're gonna... I mean, Pete's not playing well, so I'm just going to have to switch that. Let's put Ash back as captain. Yeah, let's make a double substitution. Let's bring Ash off and we'll put Lukey Wookie. And that is very attacking. We've moved these guys up here, Ben and Sean. They're pushing forward. We've brought Luke on, pushing forward as well. Let's do that. We'll have Christy holding this part of the field. And we've put COD 2 fan who's at a forward as well. So I think we've done all we can under the circumstances. We could concede a goal because we're kind of making ourselves a little bit susceptible at the back. But we could score as well. Yeah, I mean, it was going to go one or two ways. I mean, probably stating the obvious. But I think we had to take a risk. Hit the post there, that was a shame, because if that had gone in, that would have been a pretty exciting finish. And now, if we concede a 4th, that'd be a disaster. We don't deserve to lose 4-1. Oh, COD 2 fan scored. Come on. So 16 minutes left to try and get an equaliser. Oh, Ash, come on. I tell you what, should I push even further up the field? I think we've got to do it, haven't we? Oh, we didn't want that. Okay, right. Yeah, let's push up further. Let's have... Oh, dear. Okay, let's have Darren and Mark pushing up. I know Darren can do it as a bit of a left wing back, but I know Mark... It's not really his best position, but I think he can do it. It's a risk, but, you know, when there's 10 minutes left and you're losing by a goal, you got to do it. Let's try and get an equaliser. Let's get him back to our place. Oh, Christy. Unbelievable. Oh, so she's sent off. Tell you what, I shouldn't really be groaning and then shouting Christy's name out, should I? That wasn't there. That wasn't the best thing to do. Should edit that out of the video, I think. Can't believe I said that. Ridiculous. So 4-2. We've lost, but we tried to win. We tried to do the right thing. You know, we pushed men forward. And to be fair, you know, we did get outdone overall, percentage-wise, all over the pitch. And, yeah, I think really under the circumstances we did deserve to win, but that certainly didn't help. But, hey, you know, it's the FA Cup. It would have been nice. You know, it would have been nice to have got through to the 3rd round. Would have been lovely to win it, but, of course, that was never going to happen. But as I keep saying, the league is absolutely the priority, and we're doing well in that. We are very disappointed at the FA Challenge Cup first round exit. Get out of my face. Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, I'm disappointed too. So Dave's returned from his suspension. What about Owen? Has Owen got another game left, I think, hasn't he? Another game of that suspension to serve, and then he's back in contention. So Christie's suspended for 1 game. Again, like I say, one person comes back, another one goes back out. The revolving door of suspensions. Minx 36 is out for a couple of weeks with a back strain. It's all that roofing Craig's doing. Plays havoc with the back. So yeah, so that's that. Shamrock Rovers, right, it's a nice little end to the video really. Let's take everybody out. We'll take everyone out, and then what we'll do, I guess what I could have done is bring these guys in. But what I will do for all you guys is play you against Messina. I'll play you against Messina when we have that friendly in sometime in December, so next month in the game, because as you can see, 12th of November. So you'll definitely play in that one. So yeah, get everyone out. We'll pick a team from scratch. We're going to leave out a lot of what you can consider, you know, first teamers, if you like. First names on the team sheets. But with that said, I'm going to start with Alan because we're playing in Ireland and he's Irish. You know, packed crowd behind us in Ireland, as you can see. They're all ready, the Shamrock fans. I'm going to start with Trevor. Again, bit tokenistic, you might say, because of the Irishness. But, you know, why not? It's a bit of fun, isn't it? So let's start with Shock 16. Adam's there. Let's put Murphaduff at the back. Let's start with Den. We'll put Riddler on YouTube. On the bench, we will put TG Apuleius as a centre-back. And he will partner, let me see, he'll partner Stu. I think Stu's played a lot lately, has he? I will start with Richard. And Richard can, actually, Richard will play, but I'll put Crash Test Gaming as number 10. Sorry, number 9, and then Richard will go there, because Crash Test is a right-sided forward, so there's no point really putting him on the left side. So that's that. And then on the right wing, I'm going to have COD 2 fan. On the left wing, I'm going to put Chris Marder Games, Karen on the bench, along with Adam. Let's see. Let's put Christy there because she's suspended for a game soon. So this will be another little game just to keep fit. And we'll have Ash. So that's really mixed it up big time, I think, hasn't it? So that'll do. Keep all this like that. Not really bothered about penalties, corners, free kicks. So yeah, it's just a bit of fun. Like I say, using the squad. And I think we're going to do this once every month, every 2 months in the game. Or whenever we can. And that way it makes everyone play the game. Or play a game at some point in the season. Because it must be really frustrating. You know, I know it's only a game and all the rest of it. And we're all part of a squad. And you fully appreciate, you know, that I can't play every player every week. It'd be silly. So I think by doing this as Crash Test Scores, I think it makes everyone feel a little bit more part of the squad. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. And like I say, all the guys who are in the B team, who I forgot to call up for this game, there's probably, what, 4 or 5 players? You will definitely play in the next game. And maybe further ones as well. Just because you're in the B team, don't think you won't play in the first team. Obviously, it comes down to injuries, suspensions, form, all that kind of stuff. So nobody's place is guaranteed. Nobody's. You know, I've started to leave myself out a bit and etc, etc. I tell you what, we're absolutely giving these a hiding. Crash Test again. He won't score another. He only ever scores 2. So, not that you can really complain about that, I guess. You know, 2 goals is 2 goals. And as soon as I bloody say that, he scored a hat-trick. I've never been so angry to see one of my own players get a hat-trick in my life. No, only joking, mate. Well done. Well done with a hat-trick. 5-1 at half-time. We are being given a little bit of a reminder here by these players. Don't forget us, we're here as well. And that's nice to see. That is nice to see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring Alan off in a minute. I'm going to bring Karen on. Aaron? Who's Aaron? Alan will go off to Heroes Welcome. Okay, fair enough, 5-2. So let's bring Alan off in a second. Oh, Richard gets his second. 2 players on hat-tricks. Well, one's got one already, the other one's... Oh, Richard nearly got it there. So 6-2. 7-2. Wow. We're absolutely battering them. This is really, really exciting. I'm liking this. So we'll bring Karen on. We'll give Den the captaincy. 13. Yeah, that's not too bad. We'll bring Adam on. Let's go a bit attacking. We'll bring Adam on for Murphy, who's done well, he's scored, but we'll go with 3 centre-backs there. Which technically kind of screws us up. Now, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll undo them changes. We'll keep Den as a captain, but we'll bring Riddler on YouTube on. Then we'll put Chris Maddock Games on for Adam. We'll make this a little bit more congested. We'll branch these players out. Trevor can come back for now. Put Karen on for Alan. And then bring Ash and Christy on in a second. 70 minutes or something. Let's try and get 10. We want 10. We want 10. Let's get 8 first, I guess. Wait and see. It'll stay at 7-2. So yeah, this is a bit of a hide-in. Den's going to get booked. No, he isn't. Spoke too soon. High-scoring game. Oh, good save, Karen. So yeah, let's make a couple of subs. The last 2 we can make. We'll put... let's bring Trevor off. Bring Ash on. Actually, we'll switch them 2 around with COD2 fan. Then we'll bring COD2 fan off and put Christy on in that defensive role. Let's push Adam forward a little bit. There's only, what, 15, 16 minutes left. Maybe it's going to finish 7-2, but that's a good run out. I'm pleased with that. Oh, Richard nearly scored. Oh, and he nearly scored again. 8-2. I think Adam scored into Ghost. He did. 8-2. You can't argue with this. Unbelievable. So what a nice little reminder that these guys, you know, they're still around. Now, obviously, some of these players play in the first team on a regular basis as well, at least in the squad. The ones who immediately spring to mind. You're looking at Den, he's kind of involved a bit. Obviously, Alan, Ashley, Christy. In fact, all of them, really. So, yeah, but I'm really pleased with that because this way they've got to play a game and they've performed really, really well. That is unbelievable. 19 shots, only 11 on target, but to score 8 of them. 8-2. Wow. Really pleased with that. Anyway, guys, so I was going to wrap it up, but let's look at the table. Let's see where we are. We've won 2 league games. We lost in the cup. That's a drag. But we did obviously just win the friendly and in spectacular fashion. Now, Southend won again. Disappointing in a way that they've won because they're further away from us. But at the same time, kind of pleased that they've won because that means Cheltenham go a little bit further away from us because they're 7th. Oxford are drawn, so that's good because they don't get further away. Bradford have beaten York. So again, what we really want is the top teams, position-wise, to be dropping points. So Southend didn't do it, Bradford didn't do it, but Oxford did, and Cheltenham did. So pretty good result for us, really. We've got a game in hand. If we win our game in hand, and presuming Southend don't win their game in hand, or if they lose it, actually, if they lose their game in hand and we win ours, we'll go top of the league on goal difference. No, we won't, will we? We won't because they've scored 34 and only conceded 12. We've scored the same amount but conceded a lot more. But at least we can go level on points. So I think we're doing really well. 11 wins, 4 draws, 4 defeats. That's quite a lot. But as you can see, it's obviously very competitive and we're all beating each other, really. Apart from Southend, who just lost 1 still. And at the bottom, Rochdale, 54 goals conceded. Morecambe, 57. We've got Morecambe next. So let's hope we can put them to the sword. And yeah, see you tomorrow.